What's up, everybody? We are back, and we are going to be playing today All the Mods 10 to the Sky. Now, this is a new mod pack from the All the Mods team. This pack officially releases on August 14th, so we are playing the beta build. Today is the 12th of August, so we're only about 2 days before the official release. But because of that, we are playing on a beta build, so some things may be not quite perfectly hashed out. So if we find any bugs or anything like that, just keep in mind, at least for now, that this is the beta version. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in and create our single player world here. All right, we are just going to name this Let's Play World. We have our survival game mode. Difficulty is going to be normal, and we are going to allow commands because we want to be able to make sure that we can transfer this to the official release in 2 days when it comes out. So we want to make sure that everything is set up so that we can do that. So with that, we're just going to leave everything else. The seed, we're going to leave it blank for a random seed. You know what? We'll change it so that you guys can follow along if you want. So you could just put in size strikeling as the seed for this world. And we'll go ahead and create new world. Alright, so we have made it into our world here. So when you first start out in All the Mods 10 to the Sky, you start out with this kind of like little base area. So you have your little island, you're on your little, sky island here. But you start out with, a decent amount of stuff to begin with. So you get some crops, you get some buildings, all these different materials. So, you can start out this way if you want. But I think we're going to start out with the just the basic simple world, which is literally just a tree and some grass. So to change that, we're going to do Skyblock and then GUI. That's going to bring up our menu here. So we're going to go to Create New Team, and we'll just name it Sci. And then we're going to choose our template. So you can see on the left here, there's like a preview of the template. So we have Witch Cottage, we have the default, that's just the grass and a tree. We also have the Sanguine Sanctuary, which is going to be really pretty. I mean, it looks really nice. This is a really good, starting setup if you wanted, but we're going to stick to our simple one. We have Steve's Staycation, also a really nice starting map. And then Simple Life, I think that's the one that we're on now. But we're going to start with our default. So we're just going to go ahead and hit create, and that should send us to our Skyblock world. So this is it. This is our L-shaped piece of land. We have a tree. We do get a few things in our inventory to start out with. We have a torch, a wooden watering can. We have some books, which are like the guidebooks for Ars Nouveau, modern industrialization, and then we have the blueprint package for Silent Gear. So this is actually my first time playing a To the Sky mod pack. I've watched a ton of creators play other To the Sky packs. I've played All the Mods 10, All the Magic Arcana, All the Mods 9. So I've played a lot of the packs from the All the Mods team. But this is my very first Skyblock, so I'm interested to see how this goes. But like I said, I kind of have an idea of how this goes just from watching other creators throughout, different playthroughs and things like that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our quest book. So our starting page here is Welcome to All the Mods 10, now in the sky again. So we have here All the Mods 10 to the Sky is a kitchen sink pack that allows you to explore a variety of different mods in your own way. If you have any questions or issues, feel free to join the All the Mods Discord. So yes, I definitely recommend joining the All the Mods Discord. You can actually click on this link here where it says join the Discord. And I highly recommend it. They are super responsive over there. The chats are great. Everybody's always willing to help out. There's a ton of news about different anything that's being added, removed, anything like that. So overall, just definitely go and check out that Discord. It's well worth it. It's well worth adding the extra server to your Discord list. Alright, so we have our quests, we have creating a team. So in this mod pack, quests are optional. Mods are not gated behind completing any quests. A lot of the individual quest lines outside of the main quest line are meant to serve as mod guides. If you want to follow the progression, make sure to check out the main quest line. Alright, we have creating a team, so you can go ahead and create a team. But we are not going to create a team just because we are playing single player. We don't need anything like that to get started here. So we have a couple of different things. We have our building tips quests. So you can see here there's quite a few different starting quests that we can get. This is Minecraft. I can't tell you how to build, but I can give you tips for it. So right off the bat, we get a oak sapling. That's awesome. And then it tells us about blocks. Get a block, literally any block. Every player should know blocks are the building blocks of building. To actually build something, you will need blocks. And that gives us some dirt, so that's a good start there. We have some dirt and an oak sapling. We do have productive trees in this mod. So if we click here, we have the getting started in productive trees. And then we'll take a look here at chapter 1, which is starting out. So starting out here, we have getting started. Welcome to all the mods 10 to the sky, now in double digits. So if we click on that, that's going to give us some stake. It does tell us here if you've played the original or any skyblock ever, most of what you have to do should be self-explanatory up until all the mod medals. If not, don't fear, these quests are here to guide you through the start. So because this is my first time, we are going to go ahead and try to follow through some of these quests. So our first quest here is chop down the tree. Yes, being a modded skyblock pack, you can spam crouch to make anything, including your trees and crops, grow faster. So we do have the twerk to grow our trees, so we'll go ahead and we'll cut this tree down. Now we do have Ultimine in this pack, so that's always helpful. I love Ultimine. Alright, we cut down our tree, and now we just have grass, or dirt. So let's go ahead and we'll plant another tree here. Now we're also going to turn our logs into planks. We need a crafting table. Alright, so we've got our crafting table. And then we're also going to make a crafting table on a stick. That's always an important step, because then we can pretty much have a crafting table anywhere. We don't have to put it down. So we can actually go into our curios, and there's a specific slot for the crafting on a stick. And so now when we push our keybind, we have a crafting table anywhere we are. Alright, so now that we have our crafting on a stick, we are going to go ahead and make... we need to make a crook. So let's go ahead and get our crook. With that, we need some more sticks. So let's go ahead and make some sticks. Alright. Back to our crook. Alright, so we have a crook. And we'll put that on our hotbar. So we can twerk here to make our tree grow faster. And then we're going to use our crook to mine the leaves. Alright. So we've got all of our leaves taken down. We'll go ahead and we'll chop down this tree. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and plant another tree. Now, we have one silkworm, so that's going to have to do. We'll go ahead and twerk this tree here. And we're going to take our silkworm and we're going to plant it in the tree. And that's going to you'll see at the top the progress is going up for infested leaves. Once those leaves are fully infested, it'll start spreading to the other leaves. And we pretty much want all of it to be an infested tree so that we can get string. So string is going to be our first step here. It is getting to be nighttime, as you can see. So what we want to do is we actually want to make a bed. So we're going to use the string to get wool, and then we're going to use the wool to make a bed with the wood. So we're going to go ahead, while that's doing its thing, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these quests. So we chop down our tree. That's going to give us an oak sapling and some sticks. We had the crook. There's no rewards for it, but it just tells you that's one of the next steps in the path. Then we're going to get to our string. To get string in a sky block, some might say it's easier than it used to be. You will want to grow a tree, add a silkworm to one of the leaves, and watch the infestation spread across all the leaves. Once done, harvest these with your crook. So that's how we're going to get our string. We've also got a couple of different paths here from the getting started. So up at the top, just like other sky blocks, you can get pebbles from shift, right-click, and grasp, but here it works a little differently. You have a 50% chance for cobblestone pebbles and 50% chance to get any of the other pebble variants. We also have to start a farm, so we'd have to use dirt in a sieve to get seeds, and then spam sneak to grow your crops quickly. So we would need a hoe, seeds, and wheat. We also have some bread. We have Barrel of Laughs. So the barrel is one of the most important ways to get materials in this pack, second only to the sieve. These can make clay using water, soul sand using witch water, and even create dirt from saplings and leaves. These will fill with water when it rains. So we need some barrels. Let's see. So that's going to be just some planks and slabs. So we can make that. All right. Looks like our tree is fully infested. So let's go ahead and take our crook. And you know what? I think we'll actually make another crook, because this one's almost, it's like halfway broken already. So let's use a fresh crook. And all right. So we got some string. All right. So we need to, I think it's 4. Yeah. So 2, 3, 3, and 3. So we need 3 white wool. And then we have our planks and our wool. And we have a bed. All right. Let's go ahead and put our bed down. Not sure I feel comfortable having that actually right on the edge. So let's put it kind of here in the middle. I don't want to fall out of the bed when I get up. All right, and that gets us through our first night. Sweet dreams is the advancement with that. We do have some more infested leaves here. Go ahead and hit those. We'll knock this tree down. All right. So far, so good. I think we're doing okay. So we're going to go ahead. Let's check out some more of these quests. So we got our string. All right. And then our next quest is to get the sieve. So we need the oak sieve, the string mesh, and some gravel. So sieving is your most common method of gathering resources in this mod pack, and countless useful materials can be acquired this way. You can also sieve blocks 25 at a time by making 25 oak sieves and placing them in a 5x5 square. Right-clicking the middle sieve with the item you want to sieve will use 25 instead of 1. Each sieve in the group needs its own mesh, and all meshes, if I could speak, all meshes should be the same tier. All right, so we are going to make our sieve. So we need the oak sieve. So we need slabs. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and make some more planks. All right. Perfect. So we got our oak sieve. Then we need our mesh. Okay. So we have our string mesh. All right. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and put this down here. Once again, I'm not really sure that's where I want that. I'm not sure I want things on the edge necessarily. Because we don't want things to get lost. We don't want to fall off. So we put down our sieve. and then we put our mesh in it. Now this is very reminiscent of Ocean Block 2. So I played Ocean Block 2, and on that one you kind of were stranded in the ocean, and you had to make the sieves, and you had, you know, a bunch of stuff like that. So you had the cobble generator and just a whole bunch of stuff that really reminds me of this pack. So I really liked Ocean Block 2, and I love all the mods. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting into this pack some more. All right, so with our sieve and our mesh, we need to go ahead and put our dirt in it, I believe. Yep, so we put our dirt in it, and then we just keep clicking it, and that's going to give us some materials. So we got some grass seeds. Let's see, we've got saplings. We have 4 stone pebbles. So 4 stone pebbles is going to give us 1 cobblestone. So that's good. We got some of that. Let's go ahead here. Now, if you shift and right click, you actually can get some stone from, or some different pebbles from the grass. But you do have to have an open slot, so it's best to have almost a completely open inventory here. So we're just gonna kind of spam it. Now you can set up like an auto clicker for this or something, but you don't really need to right away. This is gonna give us a bunch of stone pebble. We'll do this here for, you know, a minute or so and get what we can. We really want the stone pebbles. Those are just gonna give us the plain cobblestone. So we're just gonna kind of sit here, get a bunch of those for a few minutes, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so now we've got about a stack of our stone pebbles. We actually have a little bit more than that. We have 1 stack, and then we have 9. We also have some andesite pebbles, blackstone pebbles, basalt pebble, and granite. So those are going to give us 4 each again for each type of rock. So for example, the granite, we do 4 of those, and we got a piece of granite. Same for the basalt. Let's see, split that, we'll split that. And that's going to give us some basalt. We also have our blackstone. So let's go ahead and make that. All right. We have our andesite. So we got to split that, and that. All right. So we've got some andesite. And then the main one is going to be our stone. So let's go ahead and bookmark that. All right, perfect. And now we have 35 cobblestone. So our next step, I do want to go ahead and make a furnace. That's going to just allow us to cook up some stuff, whatever we need. All right, so we've got a furnace. This I don't mind as much putting on the edge because we're not going to be like popping stuff out of it. So with the furnace, we can go ahead and put some... We'll put the planks in it. We're only going to put maybe like 5 planks in it for now. I'm going to go ahead and plant another tree so we can get some logs. All right. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and chop this down. Perfect. That's going to give us some more of those. So let's go ahead and put our logs in. That's going to give us some charcoal. Now, what we want to do is we're going to need to make a hammer, because we need to hammer the different types of stone to get gravel. So we need a hammer. Actually, we need our crafting table. So we have the stone hammer, and then we have the compressed stone hammer. Mining speed is 4. Mining speed is 2. So stone is 4. I'm assuming the compressed just lasts longer. But let's go ahead and make our stone hammer. All right. And then what we do with that is we can put our andesite down here. We're going to take our stone hammer. We're going to use ultimine for that as well. And then when we hit it with our hammer, it gives us gravel. Now we can take the gravel and we can put that through our sieve. So again, you're just going to put it in there and let it go. Click it a bunch of times. And we are right-clicking here. So it's not 100% chance to get stuff when you do sieving. So we have, like, we got the copper ore chunk and maybe some coal, but we didn't get a whole lot. But we can go ahead. We can do the same thing with our granite. So we can go ahead and use our stone hammer on the granite. That's going to give us more gravel. All right, that gives us some flint. We have another piece of coal. And let's see. Now, I don't necessarily want to do the black stone yet. I will if I have to, but for now, let's try the basalt. We don't really need the basalt, so we'll go ahead and turn that into gravel, maybe? Maybe the basalt doesn't. I'm not entirely sure. We'll try it again. No, so it looks like the basalt doesn't turn into gravel, which is fine. We're going to put down a chest so we have some storage. Now, one thing I do like about this pack is that we have in here a bunch of different storage mods. So we have functional storage. We also have sophisticated storage. Those two, functional storage and sophisticated storage, are pretty much my favorite storage mods. They are really great for things like, you know, keeping things neat, like keeping stacks of things neat, having the ability to pull things and push things into other drawers, upgrading them to have larger storage capacity. So between those two mods, those are my favorite. But we're just going to start out with plain old vanilla chests here. And I'm going to put some of this stuff in here so we don't have to kind of keep it on us. So we'll put some of this stuff that we're not really using. We can do the diorite and we can do the deep slate. That's going to give us more blocks of those. The grass seeds can go away. The books can go away for now. We'll keep the saplings. We'll put the silkworm away for now. We don't really need the string right this second. The sieve can go away. Well, the pollen sieve can go away. The watering can. We don't need the copper ore right now. And then this basalt and black stone we don't necessarily need. Same thing with the flint. And then we're going to sleep through the night again. All right. So now we've got, let's see. So we're going to go ahead and make some cobbled deep slate. We can also go ahead and make some diorite. Right. And then, oh yeah, we had more granite. So we want to make more granite. And this is going to allow us to make more gravel. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this next. So we have a whole bunch of these. Going to use our stone hammer and turn them into gravel, just like we did. But now we're going to take this gravel and we're going to use the stone hammer on it again. And that's going to turn it into sand. We can actually go another step further. I'll just do it with two of them for now. We can actually take the sand, use the stone hammer again, and now we get dust. So these are all things that can go through the sieve and give us more materials. So we'll go ahead and put the dust through. Now obviously the higher tier meshes are going to give you better items, higher chances for items, things like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a little bit of sand through here. We got cactus, we've got flint, we've got, I think that was pretty much all we got from that batch. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Now I think the diorite can be made into gravel. Let me just double check. Yeah, so the diorite turns into gravel. And I think the cobbled deep slate is supposed to also. Ah, it almost flew off the edge. So then we get crushed deep slate. And I think crushed deep slate can go through on its own. Yeah, so crushed deep slate can go through also. So we got some lapis lazuli. Looks like we got some more copper. All right, that looked like maybe a gold piece. Yeah, so we got a gold ore chunk, a copper ore chunk, and some lapis. So we'll put some of these things away that we don't need right this second. So the flint, the cactus, the copper. We put the gold away because it takes, it actually is going to take 4 of these chunks to make 1 ore. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put our gravel through. So again, it's not 100% chance to get something every time you put a piece through. And that's going to increase the chances are going to increase as we increase the quality of our mesh. All right, so we're going to take our cobblestone and we're going to make some more gravel. So we'll go ahead and we'll just stack this. And I'm pretty much just putting it all in a stack so that I can use Ultimine on it and do a whole lot at once. So we'll just use Ultimine. And now we've got 18 gravel. So we'll go ahead and put some more through our sieve. And you can always check. So if you go into JEI, we can look at our mesh. So we have different types. We have string, flint, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite. So you can go to each one and see what you can get from them. So with the string mesh, if you put the crushed deep slate, you can get the different ores. You can get amethyst and lapis, and then all the different ores. So you have platinum, nickel, copper, iron, gold, osmium, silver, lead, tin, and uranium. If we go to the next one, we have red sand is going to give you a cactus, redstone, dead bush, or raw gold. Regular sand is going to be flint, cactus, iron nuggets, kelp, dead bush, sea pickle. You can also get some Certus quartz or some charged Certus quartz, but as you can see, the percentage chance for those is extremely low. So we have 3% or 0.5%. So those are not the best odds. We have that dust, so we can get bone meal, gunpowder, redstone, skystone, Certus, grains of infinity, glowstone, and we can also get blaze powder. Crushed endstone, of course, we don't have endstone yet. We have moss block, so you can get all the different types of saplings. We also have soul sand, which is going to give you those nether-related items. We have the gravel, which is the standard one here, so flint is a high chance. Iron ore is the next, but that's only still 10%. Coal is 10%. We have copper, tin, lead, all those different ores. We also have lapis and amethyst again. Crushed blackstone, so we have the blackstone pebbles, basalt pebbles, magma cream, black dye, gunpowder, and we have a chance for ancient debris. Obviously, that's going to be a low chance as well. Same thing with crushed netherrack. We have our nether-related items. And then lastly is dirt, which is going to give you some stone pebbles. And then it's going to give you the seeds and things for farming. So we want to get to the point where we can make the flint mesh. So let's go ahead and put this through. Now I've got 2 flint in my inventory. Do I have any flint here? I do have some flint here. So we should be able to make the flint mesh. So we'll put our sieve back down. And then the flint mesh. We need... Yeah, so it's just 4 flint and then 1 of the string meshes. So we're going to use our existing string mesh, use some flint, and put that in there. And now we've got the oak sieve with the flint mesh. So we'll go ahead and try to put some gravel through that. Alright, so now that we've put the rest of our gravel through, we had a few ores come in. So we've got lead ore, nickel ore, silver ore. We also did get a dripstone. We also got lapis lazuli. We have tin ore, copper ore, and osmium. So far, we actually don't have any iron ore chunks. So that's a little frustrating, but That's kind of the name of the game when it's an RNG related item. So let's go ahead and put our chunks in one chest to try to keep them together. So those are all of our chunks. And then in here we can put our dripstone. And I think that's all we really need to put away for now. We'll put the coal and the flint away. How's our food looking? Our food is looking fine. Let's also go ahead and take a look at those quests while we're at it. We've gotten quite a few, I think, completed. So this is the sieving one that we were talking about. That's going to give us some more string and XP. We've got the cobblestone one, so that's going to give us a little bit more cobblestone. We have the hammer. We already kind of went through the hammer. That's what gets us our gravel. Right, and most of the starting journey will be getting materials via sieving. We'll learn more about that in the next quest. Don't be afraid to make a ton of gravel. Sieving gravel is how you make progress. Right, so then hammer twice to get the sand. We did that. And no, really smack it, and that gets us our dust, which we talked about as well. All right. So on your marks, a lot of sieving incoming. You are about to be sieving a lot of blocks. Use Ultimine for fast mining with a hammer, and perhaps get an auto clicker ready. You can set up multiple sieves like this to sieve up to 25 blocks at once. Alright, so a whole lot of sieving. Now we do have our shears now on TikTok Shop. Shears, no iron required. Use this to collect leaves from your trees. And then we have leaves. Get ready to make free water with these. So we need to, I think it's just the flint. Let's see. So we'll make some shears. Okay. Yep, some flint shears. And then we're going to put our tree back down. We'll twerk our tree. And then our flint shears, we can ultimine the tree and get some leaves. So we got almost a whole stack of leaves already. All right, so let's go ahead and tear the rest of this tree down. Okay. We can go ahead and make our logs. Whoops, that's not logs. Take our logs, turn them into planks. We'll go ahead and sleep here to kind of make the day go quicker. We also need to eat something. Ha, there's the steak. Alright, perfect. We'll put our steak and our flint away. And then we can sleep through the night. Alright, so on to another day. So we have some more dust, so we'll go ahead and put our dust through the sieve again. Right. And then we've got our gravel. So we'll put our gravel through the sieve. Just to get some materials here. So we've got silver ore, tin ore, copper ore, lead ore, zinc. We did get one iron ore chunk. So that's good. Now, let's see. Go through all the way. Okay. So let's take a look at our quests again. We've got our shears. We have our leaves. Get ready to make free water with these. And then we need an oak crucible. So we are going to need another tree because I did not keep any of those as logs. All right. So we'll go ahead and tear our tree down again. Perfect. And our oak crucible. Awesome. We'll go ahead and we'll put that here, I suppose. And let's see. So if we go back to our quests, it doesn't tell us, but I believe we put the leaves in the crucible. Yeah, and then that's going to generate or start to generate some water for us. So you just put the leaves in there. All right. And yeah, that's going to start to generate our water. So I think we need a bucket to get the water out, if I remember correctly. So there's an Edelwood bucket. Our regular bucket is still 3 iron, which we do not currently have. Yeah, I don't have any other way to get that out, I don't think. Alright, so our water is still generating. We can put our dripstone away. We'll put our flint shears away for now. Gunpowder. Alright, so we have some sand. We can put that through our sieve. Alright. Alright, and that did give us some iron nuggets, so that's pretty good, but we need a lot more iron. So let's go ahead and make more gravel. And then our hammer. Perfect. That gives us our gravel again. And we'll put that through the sieve as well. See if we can get some more of that iron ore chunks. Alright, so we got nickel. We did get one more iron ore chunk, but not enough yet. Oops, that's the wrong box. Iron, tin, nickel. Okay. We also did get a dead bush, some iron ingots, dripstone, stone pebbles, some coal, and I think that's it so far. So let's go ahead and get some more stone pebbles. Alright, and then we just kind of click and hold. Alright, so we did get some more pebbles. So we can go ahead and make more of our blocks. Alright, we got 4 more granite. We have our deep slate. It's going to give us 5 of those. We have diorite. It's going to give us 5 of those. We have our basalt. We'll go ahead and make those even though we can't use them, I don't think. Maybe we could put it through? I'm not sure. We do have our black stone. That. And we have our andesite. Alright. I think that's all of them except for the stone. The regular stone. Alright. Perfect. So we got a lot more materials here. Let me check something. So we have the black stone. And that's going to give us crushed black stone. And then I should be able to put that through the sieve. Yeah. So I could put that through the sieve. Alright, looks like we just got some basalt pebbles. So that's not ideal, but it is what it is. Alright, and then our basalt... I don't think that gave us anything special. Did that give us anything? No. It did not. It just gives us more basalt. Okay, so we'll put the basalt away. We have the black stone, so we can make that into more crushed black stone. And then that can go through our sieve. Alright, so we got a magma cream. And we got some more blackstone pebbles. So we can make more blackstone. Right. We got our basalt pebbles again. Let's go ahead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we'll put that crushed blackstone through. Alright. Oops, we still got one left. Awesome. Alright, so we got some gunpowder. Not a whole lot else, it doesn't look like. More blackstone again, more basalt again. So let's go ahead and get our gravel. And let me just check something here. On the flint mesh, the crushed deep slate, that can give us iron. Sand. So the regular sand can't give us the iron ore. It can give us iron nuggets, though. The dust is just going to give us more of those dusts. And that's the soul sand. This is the gravel on the flint mesh. So we have a 12% chance to get that iron ore. Okay. And then we have the dirt, which just gives us the regular. Okay. So we're still best off at least using the gravel. Just still not a super high chance to get that iron ore. So we need to be able to get enough of those iron ore chunks that we can go ahead and make 4 ingots, because that's going to get us the next level of the mesh for our sieve. Alright, so we did get 1, it looks like, there on our hotbar. Alright, let's put our diorite down. 3, 4, 5. Alright, get some more gravel. Same thing with our granite. Alright, and that gets us some more gravel as well. And then we can put our gravel through the sieve again. And looks like we still don't have another iron ore chunk yet. Alright. Alright, so we're not having a whole lot of luck getting the iron ore here yet. What do we got in here? 2 iron ore chunks plus the 1 here. That's still not enough. 4 iron ore chunks only gives us 1 iron ore, which only gives us 1 ingot. So we still have a little bit of work to do there. We do have some cobbled deep slate. Let's go ahead and put that down. Then use our hammer. That's going to get us that crushed deep slate. And we'll put that through our sieve. That's going to give us some more pebbles. We did get an iron ore out of that. Alright, let's go ahead and sleep through that night. Alright, now we'll take our iron ore chunks. And let's see. Yeah, so 4 iron ore chunks can be made into 1 iron ore. And then the iron ore, the engineer's hammer can make it into 1 dust. The ore hammer can make it into 2 dust, so that would essentially double our iron. But I don't know if we can make this yet. Yeah, we can't yet because we don't have enough copper. Let's see, we only got 6 copper chunks. And again, we need 4 chunks to make 1 ore. So if we do this, then like that, that gives us 1 copper ore. And I should be able to then put that in our furnace. Okay. And that should just give us 1 ingot. Yeah, so that gives us a copper ingot. So we need 18 copper ingots to be able to make that hammer. So in the meantime, it looks like we just have a lot of work to do. Just pretty much working on getting these ores. So let's put some of this stuff away. We'll put the magma cream, the lapis, the string. We don't need any of that. I'm going to go ahead and put the basalt pebbles away. And I'm going to put the blackstone away too. At least for now. We'll put the flint away. Gunpowder. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So for now, we'll go ahead and just smelt down our iron ore. And then let's take a look at our quest book, see where we're at. So we have our flint mesh. Now I already made the flint mesh. Might have to put that back in my inventory to get credit for it. Let me see. Yeah, so we put it back in our inventory and that gives us the credit. We'll put our flint mesh back. And now we should have that done. Yep. So that's just going to give us some flint and XP. It says with the flint mesh, you'll start getting some actual resources. If you are wondering what each mesh drops when sieving, you can always hit U in the JEI on the mesh to check out the list. And then, like I said, our iron mesh is the next step. So we need 4 iron ingots. We also have gold mesh, diamond mesh, and netherite mesh. So we have the antique air fryer quest. That's going to be for our furnace. So we can combine the ore pieces into ores and then throw them in your furnace to smelt them. Alright, so we made a pick. I'm going to go ahead and break our furnace here. That's going to give us our quest for the furnace. And then we can put that back down. So we'll go ahead. We'll put our charcoal back in. Alright. And that's going to unlock a bunch more of these quests for us. So we have, alright. And then smelting iron with iron. So does everything get an upgrade in this pack? If you surround a furnace with iron and a crafting table, you can upgrade your furnace to an iron furnace. These smelt faster and can also be configured to be automated with the cog wheel in the top left of the GUI. So yeah, the iron furnaces in this game are really good. It's an actual mod in here. It's called Iron Furnaces, and it gives you upgrades for all the different furnaces, so each one is a little bit faster. So that's really nice too. We also have some other stuff. So that's the ore hammer. That's going to get double our ores. The squeezer, that should be from Integrated Dynamics. Okay. And then our first generator, so that's going to be the magmatic. Okay. So we've still got a lot of stuff in this pack to get through. We didn't make the barrel yet, did we? No. We need to go ahead and make that barrel. That's this one. Alright, so we have our barrel. And we can put our barrel here. So with the barrel, you can actually take these oak saplings, or any saplings, I believe, and fill it up. And then you'll see the progress bar at the top going up. That's actually going to turn those saplings into dirt. So you can pretty much get dirt that way. You do only get, I think, 1 piece per, 1 dirt. So it is something, handy. We have our water, so we can put more leaves in here to get more water. Right now we have 1 1/4 bucket. We still don't have enough iron to make a bucket. But let's see, so we got our barrel of laughs. That's going to give us that. Slime, so we have, this one has been changed. The recipe is now adding milk to water in a barrel. So we don't have that yet. I don't think we have milk buckets. So we can actually get a bucket with porcelain. And I think that's like from clay. I think that comes down from clay. So unfired porcelain bucket is porcelain clay ball, and then clay ball and bone meal. All right. And then our clay we get from barrel. So we mix water and dust in the barrel. Okay. So they actually both fill up when it rains, so this is good. We want rain. And then we're going to make some dust. So let's go ahead and put these. And we'll break them with our hammer. And then take our gravel. use our hammer on that. And then we need our sand. Alright. Put our sand down and use our hammer on that. Looks like our hammer broke. So with the hammers, or any tool, when they break, you can put it in your inventory with what they're made of and repair it. So now we've got our hammer repaired. Okay. And then that gives us our dust. And we'll take our dust and mix it with the barrel. And that gives us the clay. Now, I think it's just one per, yeah. One clay per dust. And I think it's one bucket per clay, or per dust. Yeah, that doesn't work. I wasn't sure if we could put the dust right into the crucible, but that would be a no. Alright, so let's see. We need our porcelain bucket. That's gonna be this porcelain clay. We need clay ball. So we can get 4 clay ball from 1 clay block. So that's good. Okay. Go ahead and sleep through that night again. Alright, and then we need some bone meal, and I don't think we got any yet. No. So we can get bone meal from dust in the mesh. Alright, so let's put the dust through our sieve and hope we get some bone meal here. We are getting some Zycraft gems, which I haven't really ever gotten into Zycraft too much in any of the packs. But, you know, maybe in this one we will. Alright, looks like we did get some bone meal. So we need bone meal and clay ball. And unfortunately that only gives us 1 per. So I am going to need to make more dust. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll do 13. Okay, perfect. Alright, we got our gravel. And then we're going to get our sand. And then, just like usual, get sand into dust. Okay, and then put our dust back through the sieve again. Try to get some more bone meal. Alright, so we did get some redstone. That's good. Okay, we got gunpowder. We did get some Certus quartz dust. Another Zycraft gem. We got 1 more bone meal. That's not quite enough for what we need. So let's put this stuff away. Okay. And then we are going to need more stone. Alright, so we did get another bone meal. Alright, so let's put our clay ball in our bone meal. That gives us 3 porcelain clay balls, which gives us the unrefined bucket, or the unfired, excuse me. Then I should be able to put the unfired in here and get a porcelain bucket. Excuse me, my dude. You just showed up out of nowhere. I don't even have any emerald for you. Can we push him off? Bye! Okay, bye. Alright, we got our porcelain bucket, so that's good. Alright, so we got 4 buckets worth in here. Alright, we got our lead. That's from the llama. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Can I not put the water in the barrel? I'm confused. No, not what I wanted to do. This. No. Also not what I wanted to do. Whole lot of not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's fill this back up. Not entirely sure how to do that, to be honest. Okay, we'll figure that out, though. Let's take a look at our quests again. So we have the clay. That gives us some extra clay. We have the bone meal. It says, this quest is called All Fired Up. It says, it's a sky block. No matter how many different power generation methods we try to show you in these quests, you will ultimately end up with 20 of these in your base. These convert cobblestone and other stone types into lava when a heat source is placed underneath it. You can use a torch to start with, even though it is slow. Okay, so we need the porcelain crucible. And then we have the stone generator. So that's good. Those are the ones we need. And then we can get to the iron stone generator, the iron block generator. So we still got a little bit of work to do. Mostly we need to get more iron because we need to make the iron mesh. And really up our production of iron. We have a bunch of other quests as well that are going to give us some useful tools, also kind of guide us a little bit through some of these mods. A lot of these I'm familiar with just from playing All the Mods packs. But overall, they're really good to kind of dig into. We have tips and tricks. So we have our crafting table on a stick. That gives us a random reward. In this case, it gave us a torch. Not great, but it is what it is. Functional storage. We've got the charging gadgets. Those are nice. We also have mechanism in this pack, so I'm super excited for that because these energy cubes and stuff are super helpful. We have the shrinking device. We have building gadgets also, which is fantastic. So once we get power going, we can use the building gadgets to help with building our little base out here more, because right now we're still on this little L shape. We're going to have to start building outward to expand and, make an actual base out of everything, not just a bunch of stuff shoved on a little plot of dirt. So we'll kind of go through that as we continue. Tips and tricks just gives us the XP up here. But yeah, I think this is going to be where we wrap it up for this episode. This first episode is a little bit longer because we had so much that I wanted to get into with starting this mod. But I think that's where we'll wrap it up for this episode, and I look forward to playing some more when I can dig into this stuff a little bit more as I continue to learn my first all the mods to the sky block pack. So thank you everybody for coming out. I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.